Hey guys, it's Andy with Commonwealth Pro Audio. I'm going to do a quick video for you guys of the F scale. During my Thunder Road lesson that I was recording, I realized I didn't have a video showing you what I was talking about at a certain point in the video, so I decided to do one real quick. So look at the supplemental material that I've linked to with the tab as well as the sheet music for this, and let's get started real quick. All right, so I'm going to show you a couple of ways to play the F scale up and down the neck. So the first is going to involve using only the E string and the G string. And the second one will be using only the B string and the D string. Now you can combine these two methods together to play the scale in a much smaller position than having to start at one end of the neck and working your way all the way up to the other end. All right, so this scale is just the do, re, mi scale that you know of. So first we'll just, that's that, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, da. So we're going to add in a harmony note all the way up the scale. That's something you can throw in when you're playing guitar that is much more like interesting and has a deeper palette or a deeper color than just playing a single note line. So I'll play it for you real quick. Okay, that's the first fret of the E string with our pointer finger, the second fret of the G string with our middle finger. So respectively, that's F and A. All right. The next thing is our ring finger on the third fret of the E string, middle finger on the third fret of the G string. That is G and B flat. We slide that same shape up 2 frets. Okay. Playing an A note on the E string and a C note on the G string. So we've got. Next, we bring this original shape up here. Pointer finger on the 6th fret of the E string, middle finger on the 7th fret of the G string. That's B flat and D, respectively. Slide that same shape up 2 frets. You're playing a C note on the E string and an E note on the G string. Use this shape where the ring finger and the middle finger are on the same fret to go to the 10th fret of the E string, 10th fret of the G string. That's a D note there, and here you're playing an F note. So far we've got great. Now we slide this same shape up 2 frets to the 12th fret. That's an E note on the E string and a G note on the G string. We're at the 12th fret, so it makes an octave there with the open string. And then our last shape is the original guy down here, all the way up here, right? Just 12 frets higher than where we started. Same shape, F note in the pointer finger, A note in the middle finger. That's the 13th fret of the E string, 14th fret of the G string. Now, what's happening beyond just those 2 notes? How do we contextualize that in a bigger picture? So if you think about playing the scale in chords, it might sound something like this. Let me play this guy, right? Yeah, like that, okay? So we're playing just 2 notes out of each of those chords on our way up the scale. So we've got F, which is what we would call the 1, G minor, which would be the 2 minor, A minor, which is the 3 minor, B flat, which is the 4, C, which is the 5, D minor, which is the 6 minor, and here, okay, we're playing only 2 notes of this chord, so it's not totally fleshed out, but this is an E diminished or the 7 diminished, okay? What makes it diminished is this note and the note we're not playing at the moment. So you can think of it also like E minor, because we've only got 2 notes in this chord. And then we're landing back on the 1 with an F chord. All right? So as we move up in the chord, what we are playing on that G string there is the 3rd note in each of those chords. So pause for a second. Don't get lost. It can be a little confusing to talk about. But in F, the 3rd note, the major 3rd, is A. In G, the flat 3rd, the minor 3rd in a G chord is B flat. And so on and so forth. If we're playing a minor chord or that diminished chord, we're playing the flat 3rd of the respective chord up the scale. And then if we're not playing a minor chord, we're playing that major 3rd. And all of this is in this bigger picture of the F scale. Now this is transposable. You can do it in different keys and it works. You just got to make sure you get your shapes and positions right. Okay, now let me show you another way to play it. I promise I would, and I will. We can do that just on the B string, the F scale, that is, just on the B string and the D string. But the secret is the shapes are exactly the same. What do I mean by that? Well, so far we've used on the E and the G string this spacing here, right? And this one. And that's it, right? We're going to use those same shapes, but just move them 1 string towards the bass side of the guitar. So if we start here with our pointer finger on the 6th fret of the B string and our middle finger on the 7th fret of the D string, we're playing an F note and an A note again, same notes, just on different strings, all right? And if we keep those same spacings, all right, that same fingering, like we did earlier, oh, excuse me. Hard to get up to those higher frets on that acoustic. It's the same thing, all right? So I'll be a little quicker with this guy. We've already said this is the 6th fret of the B string, 7th fret of the D string. The next guy is on the 8th fret of the B string, 8th fret of the D string. 10th fret of the B, 10th fret of the D. 11th fret of the B, 12th fret of the D. So far that's... Take this same shape, go up 2 frets. 13th fret of the B, 14th fret of the D. Back to this guy. That's the 15th fret on the B as well as on the D. 17th fret on the B string as well as on the D string. And then we land on the 18th fret of the B string, 19th fret of the D string. So all together that sounds like... Okay, a quick note on the practical application of this scale. So we've talked about the theory stuff. We've talked about a little bit about the harmony and some major third, minor third stuff. But what can I practically do with that? What good is it to know how to do what we just did, right? So the most practical thing you can do today with what I just told you is play lead guitar with it. So if you think about some of the iconic things that maybe guitar players start out playing and then later on in their career say, I'm not playing that song. Brown Eyed Girl is one of them, right? So Brown Eyed Girl, if you change keys to F, sounds like... Right? Well, all I did was employ some of those shapes. Now, I I added in a little bit of a different thing there, but that's because the chord changes in that song. It's not important. My point is, I can play an F chord and I can have fun with, or I can practice those things around, throw them in. I can experiment with it and have fun. So if you have any questions about this, please email me or leave it in a comment. You can go to commonwealthproaudio.com or andybranton.com to get in touch with me. And I'd be happy to hear from you. I teach Skype lessons or on FaceTime, Zoom, whatever you've got, or this is Zoom. Whatever you've got, though, is fine. Reach out to me. Love to hear from you. Thanks, guys.